Ladies and gentlemen, IBM came out strong in the After Hours Gaming League Semifinal 2 with a Dark Templar rush into Archon push into Hush Hush. No tears, only dreams now from Microsoft's Ether, but that's okay because Bay from Team Microsoft is going to come out and hopefully mark a win for his team. Up in the top right corner from Team Microsoft, it is of course none other than the inimitable Bay. And down in the bottom left-hand corner from IBM, his team currently winning, it is Imps Ancient. Now, if you did what I did and looked at the overlay that's right up here, right there, where it says Imp Ancient, I thought it was one word. I thought it was Impancient. And I was really excited that there was a player named Impancient, because, as you all know, the definition of Impancient is unable to be refuted by pants. So, Bay chilling up that top side, up in the reds. Walling himself in. Map is going to be Daybreak, an excellent map to go for the infamous Bio-Mine style from Terran, Ling, Muta, Baneling. Also very essential to be able to control that space. This used to be a nice map for the Infestor, but ever since they nerfed the Infestor to where it has to throw a volleyball that explodes into a fungal rather than just the instant snap fungal, it has proved quite difficult for the Zergs to utilize them effectively. So we've been seeing players switch on back to the Mutalisks. They have extra speed, extra health, regen, etc. Bay going for the early gas. Looks like he could be going Reaper. Reaper Hellion, very annoying opening. Hellions are used to contain, to prevent creep spread, to pick off any Zerglings or drones or queens that are at the front. Reaper Hellion, same thing, it just starts earlier with the Reaper. Bay making his way on down south. Ooh, and it looks like Ancient already adding on his friendly spawning pool at a rather early time. Hatchery going down for Imps Ancient, scouting out in all possible directions. This didn't used to be a common place to scout, but there's so many hidden barracks plays that happen, especially right behind there with the early Reaper plays, that a lot of players are starting to just preemptively scout that rather than try to get cross-map. Overlord from Ancient already getting into a nice position, drone pulling back, and the drone has seen the wall in. Uh-oh. Bay is now getting a Reaper. So far, so good. Uh-oh, burrow unburrow. Some sick depot micro coming up from Bay. Now, is he going to go ahead and get his Insta-Pectori? Maybe not. Maybe he's just going to go for an expansion. Either way, those Reapers are extremely potent. 1 queen coming up, 2 queen. All the usual stuffs. So everything's looking quite excellent for the Terran player. Everything looking quite typical for the Zerg. Microsoft's Bay stepping forward, and it looks like he's going to go ahead and take some shots off at the building. Reapers no good against buildings anymore. How tragic. He's going to try to hop him into the main base. He might just try to get some information now. He's going to pull back. Without any creep spread, it's kind of difficult to abate this threat of the Reapers, but given how many people are going fast Reaper, it's oftentimes easier to just get an early queen than it is to micro all the drones. So there we do see the factory going on down. Is there going to be an additional reactor? Uh-oh. So it looks like Bay may very well be trying to add on his factory, trying to do some damage with that. Bay trying to do the usual micromanagement with that Reaper. And you know what, that sound is not loud enough. Yeah, let's get it on up there. I'm liking that. This is the capabilities of running your own league. I can easily adjust the sound mid-game. Reaper's instantly going to try to just do more poking action. The biggest thing that he just saw, the wiggly-waggliness of the spawning pool, knowing Zergling speed is coming out. That's almost always an immediate signal that there is no Roach play incoming. Roach Warren would generally be going down right around now if there was some of those mega-fast Roaches. Could be some sort of delay Roach push with speed and Roaches, but Bay is continuing to hold the Watchtower. So important. Bay's getting the Widow Mines up right away. There's the reactor. This is a funky opening that a lot of Terran players are liking. What's going to happen is there's going to be some Widow Mines that come out. There's going to be a medevac, and then 2 more barracks pop down. Tech Lab add-on on both of those. Ignore everything I'm saying. It's not going to be that in the slightest. No, why would it be? This is just going to be, it looks like, it's just straight tech to mines and Vikings. Interestingly, the best answer to this is lots of Zerglings and a delay on the layer. A lot of Zerglings. Oh my god, Ancient is playing this out perfectly. Ancient right now is going to get too many Zerglings. Then seems good. And that way he can just bait out mine blasts. He can apply pressure. This mine ain't going to do nothing. Double Evo Chamber going down. Easy send a Ling out, spot, kill. Reaper up in mid-map, gonna have to run. Look at that instant reaction time by Microsoft's Bay. He's gonna get surrounded, I'm thinking. And he gets taken down. He was jumping and his Achilles heel was cut and he flew right into a cliff, and one mine is gonna connect. Not very well, though. Keep in mind, the more mines that you make, the less effective they will be if your opponent has pretty good spotting. They're very effective if your opponent just sort of waltzes right forward and does one big old blasteroo. Other than that, looking good. Bay now taking that frontal watchtower. 1-1 upgrades en route. Hatchery done. Will he run his queen straight up on into it? That is the question. Could be a good play. Just sacking that queen right away. Just letting it go down to about 130 HP. Here it comes, and... oh, it goes down to 50 HP. No bad. Hellions getting picked off. I mean, Bay was going for a little bit of a map control play, but if Zerg does manage to surround those Hellions and pick them off, then Bay's going to be in a bad spot. Right now, Ancient, or Impansient, as I like to call him, is doing a pretty typical, strong job. He's actually going double layer. I'm pretty sure that that is not intentional, but that's fine. The StarCraft 2 interface permits you to do this. Baneling Nest coming down right now as well. Spore Crawler arrives just in time to see exactly what will kill 3 of his friends. No! And it gets taken out. In this position, I mean, as much damage as Bay has done, and as much containment as Bay has done, he's a little bit behind on his tech. Now, when Flash is left to his own devices, Flash has been seen to max out a Terran race in 13 minutes. Bay right now, just adding on all the barracks that he should need. Second factory coming up. Oh, is he going to be going for that ever-essential Drilling Claws upgrade? I hope so. Oh, the armory isn't done yet. There isn't even an armory started. Oh, no. Maybe he's just getting tanks and I'm wrong. Here come the Widow Mines from the back. No Hellions. They get taken down instantly. 1-1 upgrades. About to be the done upgrades for Impansient. Widow Mine being annoying. Widow Mine being really damn annoying. Widow Mine harassment has thus far been pretty good. And the workers killed 12. Not a tremendous amount. Worker lead, very much so in base court. He is being absolutely sensational about never really missing those workers. He constantly has 2 churning out. He's up to 54 workers at this point. He's getting them 1-1 ups. A tank is coming out. Whoopsie daisies. I was hoping he was going biomine. Never mind. Every now and again I'm wrong. Probably happens once a month. I'm glad I got this one out of the way. Other than that, never wrong. I am super, super immutable. Bay now moving down there. Not immutable, I'm infallible. I'm also immutable. And incorrigible. Either way, I got a good score on my SATs. That's what you should know. Knowing all the definitions. Oh, yeah. How much does the SAT matter? Not very much. But that's fine. That's fine. I'm using my skills as a commentator to invent new words, such as Impansient. Bay getting himself in good defensive positions. Getting the refineries up. Right now, the real question is, how is Ancient going to deal with this particular setup? I like what he's doing, going for the speed baneling. This is the 2 layers for the win, says Ancient. There's the aw face. This is just to make sure that if one layer gets picked off, he can easily morph the other one into a hive. No problem. But this early baneling speed is a very acceptable play that Life has been making against biomine players, but Bay is actually kind of going traditional. He's going for tank marine. He's almost done with his combat shields. He's getting his 2-1 ups. About to be getting his 2-2 ups, and soon enough Bay is going to have a big old tank marine army. And that's mighty good against them Ling Baneling forces. So it looks like Ancient is getting up his 4th. He really needs to get that one up. Does he have a macro hatch? Yeesh, he does not. He needs times 10 a macro hatch. He like needs that macro hatch. Because Ancient is getting a lot of Ling upgrades, needs to rely on that. The big things for Bay is as he's moving out to take his 4th, he's going to need to flood a lot of barracks. He can begin flooding the barracks right now. Around 8 to 11 is what Bay wants to be looking for. Bay's goal is to strike right before that layer tech gets up and running. There's a macro hatch. It's almost like he heard me in the future from the past. Bay moving into mid. Getting ready to set up. He's at 1-1. He's not at 2-2 yet. He's scanned. He sees there's no infestors. He sees it's just largely Lings and Banelings. He controls this well. He could decimate this right now. It looks like there's an attempted surround, and the Banelings don't really do a lot of damage. A lot of the Marines from Bay still standing strong. Ooh, this could be very bad news for Imps Ancient from Team IBM. Microsoft. Storm in the front. Bay may very well even this up. He has one siege tank sort of holding a position in case there's any sort of flank from the backside, picking off all of them creep tumors. Gonna get a queen and gonna load up and float back to his tank. This tank really embarrassed, realizing that he's kind of all alone, and that's fine. He's gonna go sit at a lunch table with his friends. No, he sat at the lunch table where death happens! I hate it when that happened in high school. Barracks count slowly starting to catch up to the income of Bay. 6 Mutalisks coming out, the delayed Mutaplay from Ancient. Does have a lot of money in the bank, 2,000. That's a ton of Ling potential. Retaking that 4th could easily take this top 5th. But with this hive up, what's Ancient's tech path going to be? Ultralisk is the common tool right now. 2-2 upgrades are already up. Getting the Zergling Adrenal Gland upgrade also very strong. This command center is going to be the holder of the debris. Could potentially be. Long-range mining there. Wow, Bay is super concerned about defense. Wants to make sure nothing can mess with him. He's getting ready to do a drap. More drones coming out. Uh-oh. Are there any Mutalisks here to engage? Not a lot of Mutalisks. Geez, only 6. Uh-oh. The unload Bay. Bay is almost at 2-2. Will he have it in time for the engagement? It looks like yes. And there's the stim. Drones fall. 3 of them go down. Instantly, everything dies. And it's really bad. And it's really bad. Everything died so fast. The Marines will have no stories to tell their children except tears were had. Medevacs trying to find the best engagement angle. Nice spot. That's generally where proxy pylons go down. Ancient trying to move up to the top side. Still has a big chunk of money, but there's the Ultra Cavern. Can also begin researching that Carapace upgrade. Oh, Bay heading on in. Bay from Team Microsoft. Keeping the macro up. Maxed. 200 to 200. Working his way back into the back corner. Mutalisks not taking any damage. Target fire the Medevacs. Banelings work their way in, but I mean right now, the food count is way favoring the Terran player. He's about to move out with a Giganto army at 74 workers. He is looking so good. He is looking oh so dang good. Army supply at 115 versus the 65 of the enemy. The double scan reveals. There's the Ultralisk Cavern. He knows that he's hitting at the perfect time. No hive tech out yet. 42 more Lings in production. Adrenal Gland. Does anyone research that upgrade? No. No one in the entire world except maybe Life. Bay moving in. There's some good positioning. The Banelings managed to get some nice connections, but it's not nearly enough. The Marine count is too damn high, and we're starting to see the tank count. Uh-oh. Unsieging at the worst possible time. Those Marines are still kiting everything magnificently. Can he pick them off? These Medevacs are there to heal tanks. That doesn't make any sense. Medevacs, what are you doing, Bay? Losing a couple Medevacs, a couple tanks at the front. It's looking like Bay is holding on barely. Adding on a lot of Zerglings. Needs to get some big old larva injects. Oh, macro Bay. Microsoft's Bay doing a Michael Bay-esque move and causing massive amounts of explosions to go down. Bay is just ripping this apart. Ancient looking to be in less than ideal shape. There's the top side. Expo from Bay in ideal position. The double command center. So that way he can go planetary. It's looking grim for Ancient. IBM needs a miracle to pull this game off. How is Ancient going to pull this one off? He's still adding on Mutalisks. Still hasn't added on that +3 Carapace. Still has not added on That adrenal gland. A lot of people were expecting Microsoft to pull some big wins here. But IBM's currently leading the series, but it's in this game number 2 where we're really seeing Microsoft's true colors. I want it to go off so bad. Drop happening at the top side. Push coming in through the middle side. And down at the bottom side, a Viking being a total jerk. Target fire on the hatch. Ooh, gets out of there just in the nick of time. As the Mutos head down to pick off this cruel and wicked Viking. Ultralisk also coming out. No chitinous plating. But the Ultras still do significant damage. And there's the push. Uh-oh. Siege tanks caught at the wrong side. Oh, they're all unsieging. Ultralisk coming from the front, fall almost immediately, but it's the Banelings I'm worried about. Bam! 1-2! Rip down most of those Marines. Oh my gosh, Bay has a whole bunch of siege tanks sitting in the middle of nowhere town. In the middle of nowhere town where there's a whole lot of air units. Send the Mutas in. Send the Mutas in. Oh, for God's sake, send the Mutas in. There they go. 10 more Mutas in production. See you later. So many tanks going down. It's a line of death for those tanks, and amazingly, it looks like Ancient has started to even things up. The drop continues to the top side. Bay knows he can't let this extra macro hatch. No! It's not a macro hatch, but I meant the macro gas. Still no +3, still no adrenal, still no chitinous plating. Can Ancient even afford to spend his gas on those luxuries, or will he have to continue to build Ultras and Mutas? One Ultra pops down. Bay. Playing like a machine. So many production structures. Siege tanks hanging down. These planetaries aren't even going to be used for mining. They're there to just be terrifying. 3 Ultras in production, 2 more hatcheries, 1 at the front. Level 3 armor coming up from Bay. He is just blasting out so many units. Sir Bay might be able to even it up. Picking off drones, and it looks like he's going to go for the pool. Will he get the Queen? He's going for the Ultralisk Cavern, and it looks like he's going to get the Zerg hug. All the Zerglings wrap around him to give him a good old squeeze. Ancient getting annihilated. In the meantime, looks like Ancient has decided to hold the middle. Bay has more bases than he knows what to do with. 2 Ultras coming out. I don't think it will be enough. 4 Ultras, 21 Mutas, 39 Zerglings. So there's actually quite a lot of Mutalisks. With 21 Mutalisks out on the screen, you can pick off this planetary. There's not really anything there to defend it. Free command center. So far, so good. Ancient, though, needs to continue to monitor these expansions. He's puking creep out. It was inevitable that Terran got the center base, but he needs to deny as many others as he possibly can. There's the Mutas in the main. How will Terran answer? Where's he going? Ancient found the tanks, and he's going to be able to pick off 1. That's a good start if he can pick off enough tanks. A couple of free Marines. Not so free after all. Dropping down to 15 Mutalisks from 21. A couple Ultras up in mid. 5 more Ultralisks about to pop out, but they do not have chitinous plating. They do not have +3 attack. Where are those Ultralisks and their upgrades? Bay looking super maxed. He is as maxed as you can possibly be. Tanks sort of out on their own in the middle. 4 more Ultralisks. Tanks are really good. Good amount of Marauders there too. In fact, the Marines are the only things that are really lacking in this force. Another drop, going to be the distracting move. Mutalisks see it, instantly head down. Bay. Pulling and prodding Ancient in every way that is legal. Definitely being very distracting. The Marine Marauder pushed forward, and Ancient has decided the time to strike is now. The Ultralists begin to march forward and instantly march back upon seeing how many tanks there are. Ugh. Chitinous plating being upgraded. +3, no, but Chitinous is going to be a huge start. He's going to be able to get some sick damage, retention, stay alive. But I mean, Bay is just darting forward, picking off 1 Ultralisk after the other, and there's the hatch, taking some serious hurt too. No 5th base yet. Bay's starting to really look dry on minerals. He's got to win this game soon, or otherwise Ancient's going to be able to snap back with a mass Ultra Ling army. but the back and forth is just greatly favoring Bay. And that unit lost time, we're seeing the Zerg start to really fall way far behind. Queen coming up, transfusing, keep healing, use your magical powers. Oh, the front expansion falls. What else could you have done as Ancient? It looks like he's decided that he's just going to box and go and see if he can manage to break through this. But oh, big Pack-a-Marine Marauder! Oh no, Microsoft's Bay obliterates the Zerg force in style. Units lost shows a very ucky picture painted. Good game, and now it means that the series is tied up 1-1 in the After Hours Gaming League semifinal number 2. The series is going to be reset. Whoever gets to 4 wins advances to the grand finals against Amazon.com. Who will it be? It's all evened up now.